What is up, guys? Boris here, and today I'm coming to you guys with another One Piece theory. Now this time I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to do my live reaction. I haven't read this yet. It's by Beck22 again. The guy is known for his very big and elaborate theories. And so this theory had actually been in construction for probably a couple of weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks, and I had been waiting to see it. Everyone has been waiting to see it on these forums, and it's finally out. So I decided I'm going to do a live reaction to it, and hope you guys like it. A couple things I want to mention though before we start is I started my new series, Magi from the beginning and Toriko from the beginning. Well, Toriko starting today, and so if you guys have ever wanted to get into those series and you guys want to follow along with me as I go through it, or if you guys have already read them and you guys just want to see my thoughts as I read chapter by chapter and episode by episode, make sure to check those out. Now, without further ado, let's get into this live reaction. In this thread, we will discuss the future role and return of former tyrant god of Skypiea, Enel. So we have a picture of Enel here. We have alright, so Enel was a Birkin, one of the three wing. So there's three races, and Birkin is one of them. We have Skypieans and Shandorians as the other ones, and he had the Goro Goro no Mi, which is the lightning fruit. Enel was apparently born on Sky Island, and in which, after discovering the history of its ancestors, the Birkins, originating from the moon, which he refers to as the fairy birth, decided to devise a plan to go to the moon and claim its own. Oh, so this is that. So it's pretty interesting. So he's saying that he believes that the Birkins are from the moon, which, of course, we know from the cover story that all three of the winged races were on the moon, and that's where the legend of the fairy birth comes from, and that's why he wanted to go up there, because I guess it would be something that would be passed down through his ancestors. Which makes sense. I mean, that's I guess that's I never thought about the fact that that legend would be passed down. So yeah, that's cool. This God's island, this puny piece of earth, is nothing yet. There's nothing yet. You fought for centuries to control it. Okay, so he has his eyes set on bigger things, like we saw. Not that he claims himself that he was born not in Burka, but in the fairy birth, which refers to the moon as a sky island. It appears to me that he hated the Birkins because they were contented in living in the clouds when the real lineage lived in the moon. Return. Yes, I have a place I should be. On the sky island where I was born, where people say gods live, the endless birth. And there is a limited amount of earth. Okay, so he wants to go back to his place of origin. Enel gathered an army of Birkin warriors and destroyed his hometown, after which he dethroned Ganfall and took over Skypiea. 6 years ago, it vanished without a trace. 6 years ago, did he? Yes. So this happened 6 years ago, after destroying his homeland, and it came to the country. And so we know that the whole point of it was to build Ark Maxim and venture into the fairy birth. Go Maxim to the land that glows in the darkened sky, the endless land. Once on the moon, he discovered the story of the ancestors, the Birkins, along with the Skypieans and the Shandians, inscribed in the carvings in the walls that are buried underneath the moon. So yeah, so this is going to be the cover story. And I've looked at this picture a lot. You have you look on the walls, you have a lot of like X's. So I don't know if that's going to be important. Yeah, like you see X's a lot. And you also I don't know. That's something I noticed when I was rewatching this, or when I was looking at this picture a long time ago, is that there's a lot of X's on the walls. So, but there's also like triangles and stuff. So I don't know. But I gotta ask a question: is Enel really a lifetime resident of Sky Island? I think Oda is trying to show us, is trying to throw us off a little here. First of all, we have seen that almost every Sky Island we have seen almost every Sky Island inhabitants are innocent. I think I meant to say that, and does not know much about the world below. So why would Enel know something about things like this in the blue sea? Okay, so that's what he's trying to explain. What? How do they know about the moon? I'm impressed. Are you an archaeologist from the blue sea? It took us months to find the central ruins. Was the process simplified by your ability to read those tablets? So who did Enel refer to when he says, it took us months to find? It could It could easily be the four priests he's commanding, but why would he say find instead of discover or stumble upon? And he specifically mentioned that the four priests are not aware of the ruins under the clouds. Oh, okay. As you see, the city remains mostly intact after being blasted into the sky. This is it Shandia, I guess? I think that's just like a weird translation of it. Yeah. Though the legendary city was completely hidden by the clouds covering it, I was the one who discovered it, and the others had no idea. Okay. Were you specifically looking for the Shandora ruins? And what exactly does he know about about an archaeologist? As far as I know, Conus and Plagia never even knew about the meaning of pirates, and they seem to have judged the word pirates based on what was taught to them by those who ruled over them, and Ganfall only knew them because he met Goldie Roger. So that would explain how they understand the concept of pirates, because Goldie Roger had already been there. And we see this from here. And of course, you guys saw my theory on the egg or whatever. I think there's a possibility that the egg has something to do with the bird. I forgot his name at the moment, but there's an egg on Goldie Roger's ship that I'm interested in. And what bugs me is, why does Enel know about non-existent Sky Island people like archaeologists, but he never knew what rubber was? And we all know what happened in the fight. What is rubber? Does it also have to do with the brat's ability to restore his physical shape? Yeah, so rubber has that property where it can, and then we have Usopp, who becomes like a legendary hero for providing them with rubber. And from what we've seen in Sky Island, yeah, so what he's trying to say here is that the Sky Islanders don't know a lot about underneath them. They only know what's told to them through stories and through their elders, pretty much. And from what we've seen from Sky Islanders who never knew the worth of gold, I can't put a finger on it, but I always thought there's something wrong with Enel. When you observe it, there are only two kinds of people in Skypiea, except the Shandians. The sheeps, so there's pretty much the guys in charge and the guys following orders, like the military guys. Carefully explaining the roots of the trials and then taking you here. It's like I'm leading you to come here. I don't know what this is. I forgot what this is, but and the ruler and that the ruler still does not know how much the blue sea and the greatest desire mostly just a chunk of soul called the Verth. And you guys yearned for that long. Is there something wrong with you? That's probably too hard for citizens of Blue Sea to understand. Now do you guys try to see? Yes, Enel was not born in Burka. Enel was born in Marijoa. Enel was a Tenru Beetle that got a Birkin lineage. Oh wow, okay, so here's where things are getting interesting. This is interesting. Huh. Okay, let's keep going, Okay, I'm right here, can't you see? You need to train. You are still not strong enough. I forgot who he's telling this to. Ganfall? Or I don't know. Yeah, I was bored, come sit. You don't seem to be one of those citizens of the Blue Sea. Oh, you don't seem to be taking those citizens of the Blue Sea seriously. Do you know what their target? Do you know that their target is the gold? Oh, okay. So Enel actually knows the value of the gold, and he knows that the people of the Blue Sea value it. I believe we can uncover Enel's history clearer if we do it using storytelling. Enel, I believe, was born as a Tenri Bito in Marijoa, and like almost all of the people inside of the Holy Kingdom, Enel grew up never really knowing the hardships of the outside world, and in fact saw himself higher than other people. Okay. In the world above, your position is protected by the threat of the Marine Admirals coming to defend you. But we're in the depths. As long as the people here keep quiet, this will be no more than an accident at sea. I don't remember where this is from, but I mean, I assume he's shooting at Tenru Bito. I don't remember where this is from, so I guess someone tell me in the comments if you guys know where that's from. Although adorned only with precious things and pampered all his life, Enel, like Doflamingo, was one of the physically stronger people in their lineage, and is not. And it's no wonder that when you got that he has Birkenfoot flowing through his veins. Okay. And it's also no wonder why Enel never knew about rubber, because the Tenryubito probably never seen rubber in their entire life as well. It's just Oda's way of throwing us off, thinking Enel was always from the sky. Okay, so apparently he's saying that the Tenryubito haven't don't know about rubber, which I don't know. We'll see if he provides any evidence for that. I hate to go into them. Yes, he didn't know about rubber. I mean, and he says that these guys are obviously dumb and don't really have any clue what's going on in the real world. But I don't know about this one. This is more of a stretch. I would assume that his great-grandfather had a Birkin wife. Oh, maybe, okay, okay. And if you read my Theory in the Void Century, you would know that Tenryubito take wives like a bargain sale. And he posts a link to. The only problem is this Birkin blood surfaced on Enel, who had wings on his back, which you have all guessed had been taken out by his family. Does Enel not have wings? Enel doesn't have wings. Enel does, okay. I never considered that. That's interesting. Though the only problem is the Birkin blood surfaced on Enel, whose wings on his back, which you have guessed had been taken out by his family. I also mentioned another theory that the Tenryubito all have some kind of deformality. So this is one of the theories that Beck has, which I talked a little bit about in the Sanji video. But he believes that because of the way that, or because of his theory on the lineage of the celestial dragons, the celestial dragons all have some sort of physical abnormality, and in this case it'd be Enel's ears, who are like super long. And there actually isn't there like a dog alien that we saw in space that has like maybe he's I don't know. Could that be a Birkin? No, that can't be. No. But let's see. Well, that aside, after some time, Enel discovered the Birkin lineage, in which, for this reason, he became a cipher pool member. That is because it's the most complicated maxim. That is, hurry and tie up all the loose ends, and let us depart to the dream world. If he's a cipher pool member, he's probably after one of the ancient weapons. Because if I remember correctly, CP9 was after Pluton, right? Huh. Okay. So he's probably after Uranus. If he's a cipher pool member, I don't know if he is. Because we all know that Cipher Pool is an intelligent agency in the world government. If you read the first link I provided for the Void Century, it also includes where the world government had a monopoly of strong devil fruits in the world. Yes, Enel acquired the devil fruit he had now from the world government, specifically the Gorosei. This raises up a question though. If Enel was a member of Cipher Pool, shouldn't he show Rokushiki moves, of course? I mean, that's something I'll have to cover. Let me just make sure I'm still recording. Okay. Well, I agree Enel should have known Rokushiki moves. It also said, it can also be said for Kizaru. I think this is the best explanation if that's the case. So apparently Kizaru doesn't know Rokushiki? I don't know. He did develop the mantra ability though, which and to a very high degree, so he has that strong ability. Moreover, I can change the prediction to Enel was not a Cipher Pool member, but a Tenryubito who just set out to find his Birkin lineage, along with some world government officers. And this theory will not change in any form. So he's saying that him being a Cipher Pool member is not important in this theory, it's just a cool possibility. And it would be a cool possibility if he is searching for, if Amaxim is indeed Uranus, like people are predicting. He set out to build it, and really the only place where there was that much gold was probably Sky Island. But again, let's focus on this for now. Yeah, he just threw in the Cipher Pool connection as a possibility. Along with Cipher Pool unit, Enel and his crew reached Skypiea without the knowledge of Ganfall and discovered the ruins of Shandora. His team was the guys Enel referred to as us when he was talking to Nico Robin. His team was this guy. Okay, so he came with some sort of team. is what he's saying. I don't want to make a guess on what happened, but the other members of the Cypher pool Enel was with all died, so whether Enel killed him or something, I don't know. After that, Enel headed to Burka, which is just south of Skypiea, and tried to learn of his lineage, which I said earlier that he destroyed the entire village when he learned that he was originally from the moon, but they are contented settling in the clouds. Enel spared the guys who wanted to go to the fairy birth, which in turn became... Okay, so I was wondering how with this whole theory, how would he team up with the priest? Because I don't think the priest would be from Marajoa. And yeah, so he would go to Burka and then take the people who wanted him. Once there, I will create a new God's land. Only those chosen by me may live there. Exactly how did he in Skypiea? Oh, okay, so here he's talking about the history. 400 years ago, at the birth of the God's island in the sky, there was a ringing sound of the bell heard through the country. The old men call it the Song of the Island. So it was caused by the golden bell. Fascinating, the game's almost over. There are 8 minutes left. Alright, so I guess he's just talking about the bell in that case. And now that's talking about, I guess 400 years ago, would that be when Nolan the Liar visited the island? Wait, but then, does that mean that, so does that mean he knows about the tale from Earth? I don't know. It's not hard to tell Captain McKinley that he was born in Burka, which in mind is the moon, and McKinley instantly believing it because McKinley, like all Skypian people are sheep. I don't know what I don't understand what that one. It's not hard to tell. Is it because of the way his wings are? Maybe. 6 years ago, when I was still a god, he appeared out of nowhere leading a powerful army. He appeared out of nowhere. So again, he could have come from Marajoa up there. He gave the gods militia and Shandians a devastating defeat. Since then, he's been in control of Upper Yard. So the rest was history. Enel took over again, fall as god, and started taking the gold from the ruins of Shandora to build Maxim. And so what's interesting here is before this, Ganfall saw himself as god. So there's a system already in place for when Enel came to just slip right in and people would follow him. The mineral is gold found on this island. Those who worked and lived in the factories were truly fortunate. They had privileges to give their lives to the creation of this wonderful flying ship. He never wanted the birth. He was after the gold in the ruins. The reason why he took monopoly on Upper Yard, he only gave certain areas to the priest. So this makes you people very happy, won't it? Since all they see in this island is a big chunk of earth anyways. What do you mean? The reason we took over this island in the first place is the same reason to why these punks from Blue Sea entered this island. It's also the reason why the Shandians keep wanting to take back their homeland. Everyone is interested in something in this island. That something is the legendary golden city of the Blue Sea. Again, he knows about the legend of the Blue Sea. All searching for Shandora. All searching for Shandor. So what's the whole point of this dude? This ties to how Enel will go back to the Blue Sea. I will come back one day. Enel, after spending enough time on the moon, will ultimately return to the Blue Sea because of one thing. After inspecting and finally figuring out the meaning behind the carvings on the moon, he would realize that the moon people have gone down from the moon to the Blue Sea and lived there. Pirate King? What country does he rule? So, in his mind, who obviously is a megalomaniac from the start, he should reign over the Blue Sea. Enel would come back down the Blue Sea and into Marajoa along with Captain Spacey and Automaton. Of course, the Gorosei, knowing about Enel's ability and little knowledge about the world history, will give privileges and rights to reside in Marajoa, in which they can control. Okay. And Enel would not try to hurt the Tenryubito because in his sense, he just came home. So I guess he's saying that he'd be an enemy of, he'd be on the side of the Celestial Dragons once he does come down for the war. I have to say that Enel would return around the same time after Shishibukai get dissolved, so he would be like an unofficial Shishibukai, meaning an outside force that's not a marine, but will be on the world government side for the final. That's what I'm saying. He's going to come down as on the government side during the final war for the One Piece. But to be specific, there are 5 outside forces that will be on the world government side in the final. So you have the pacifistas, you have Doflamingo, you have Mihawk. However, he will not be at the final war. He'll be fighting alongside Shanks against Blackbeard. What his prediction is. You have Buggy, and you have Enel. So, interesting theory, guys. Definitely interesting to think that Enel is possibly from the Blue Ocean himself, possibly from Marijoa. Something I had never considered. Sure, we know that he destroyed Burka at some point, and we all assumed that he was from Burka. But definitely the fact that he knows a lot of the legends and the myths about the Blue Sea that you wouldn't know otherwise if you were living on the sky your entire life. The fact that he knew that he had to research some specific thing, so he tried to find it. That's also interesting. And I never considered the fact that he doesn't have wings, which of course may seem obvious to most of you, but to me, I never thought to think about that. So yeah, and what he's gonna find on, well, we know what he finds on the moon, but is he able to decipher enough to understand really what's going on? So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I mean, this was just an experiment. I wanted to see and try this out, do it at least once, a live reaction to this theory. Definitely a cool theory. And again, Back 22, I'll leave the link down below to the theory so you guys can check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, peace.